but I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Yep.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Should be.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy, and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
With this new video that was released, Diddy, it's not looking good for Diddy. I mean, he's already had to pay out a certain amount of money to several different people, not just Cassie, but with this video coming out, it's looking like Diddy's reputation is officially damaged forever. But there could be a bright side to this. We're going to talk about it in a minute. If you could say there's a bright side, y'all have to let me know what you think in the comments. Let's go ahead and watch this video. Again, I posted this on my channel. It is an edited version. For those of y'all who haven't seen the full version, I'm sure you can find it other places. Yeah, this is the crazy thing about this complaint, which I've got it pulled up here, but the complaint reads almost perfectly to exactly what happened in real life, which is, again, good for old Diddy.
According to Ventura's now settled lawsuit, the pair began dating several years after they met in 2005. They parted ways in 2019. Combs' attorney said the decision to settle was in no way an admission of wrongdoing. Ventura declined to comment on.
Well, now it is. Because now we see everything that happened. Because the thing was settling a lot of, well, I'll let the lawyers handle this, but in most of the cases that I've seen and studied, some of this type of evidence that was going to be used in court, it's not to be released as a part of the settlement agreement. So everything, it gets thrown under lock and key. You're not allowed to release it. You're not allowed to show pictures. You're not allowed to show videos, such and such. But with this leaking, allegedly, now it's looking like you can't but help believe everything in this complaint is true, because, man, you're seeing everything play out exactly what was shown in the video, which is interesting because I want to pull up this complaint real quick and then we'll finish the video. If you look at the complaint, it actually talks about what happened with the video, because I know a lot of people are questioning and asking what happened to the video. Why wasn't this video a part of the complaint? Well, they go into it. Let's start with paragraph 120. It says, in or around March 2016 during FO, that's the freak off. Hey, yo. At the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Mrs. Ventura in the face, giving her a black eye, which is allegedly why she started to leave, right? After he fell asleep, Miss Ventura tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at her. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. So he threw stuff at her twice, which is crazy. She managed to get into the elevator, and when she got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. So they left out. I mean, they left out almost that whole part where she was on the floor and was getting kicked and dragged, which was amazing. Maybe she didn't remember. Maybe she was somewhat intoxicated as well, because I know if you go through this complaint, you hear a lot of times it's alleged that Diddy would drug her or force her to take drugs as well. But it was way worse than they explained it in this complaint, which is surprising. She managed to get to the elevator, and when she got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. Upon realizing that her running away would cause Mr. Combs to be even angrier with her and completely stuck in his vicious cycle of abuse, Miss Ventura returned to the hotel. What? Man. With the intention of apologizing for running away from her abuser. When she returned, hotel security staff urged her to get back into a cab and go to her apartment, suggesting that they had seen the security footage showing Mr. Combs beating Mrs. Ventura and throwing glass at her in the hotel hallway. Now, this is the interesting part. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City Hotel $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening, which again would make sense why this wasn't released or a part of this complaint. Or maybe it was a part of the complaint and they just weren't able to release it. So going back to this video, that kind of gives you guys a background of the story they were telling. And again, I'm surprised at how much was left out of the complaint, because this video shows a lot worse situation than that. Anyway.
In no way an admission of wrongdoing. Ventura declined to comment on the video, but her attorney told CNN the gut-wrenching video has only further confirmed the disturbing and predatory behavior of Mr. Combs.
They're right.
Words cannot express the courage and fortitude that Miss Ventura has shown in coming forward to bring this to light. The video hasn't been seen publicly before and comes on the heels of a series of civil lawsuits alleging Combs' involvement in sex trafficking and sexual abuse. Allegations Combs has repeatedly denied. In a December 2023 statement, Combs responded to the claims in all the lawsuits, saying, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday."
Yeah.
Stop the cap.
It's not going to fly now, Diddy. It's not going to fly now. Well, I mean, I think most would agree. Everybody's going to get paid. So like we mentioned with everything that was going on with Drake, all these allegations being thrown at him. If you had any slither of a lawsuit against Drake, I said, with these allegations being out there, a hit song alleging that Drake is doing these things, you better strike while the iron's hot, right? Now with this case with Diddy, man, Lil Rod's going to get paid. Lil Rod's grandma's going to get paid. Cassie's mom and dad. I mean, everybody is looking like it's probably going to get paid on this one, because Diddy he messed up.
In a December 2023 statement, Combs responded to the claims in all the lawsuits, saying, "Sickening allegations have been made against me by individuals looking for a quick payday. Let me be absolutely clear. I did not do any of the awful things being alleged."
Stop the cap.
CNN has reached out to representatives for Combs for comment.
Yeah, so now what's going to happen is you're going to see some of his endorsements start to disappear, because after a video comes out like this, especially if you, once you said, this isn't true, this didn't happen, I didn't do any of these things, I'm just going to give them their money and make it all go away. That doesn't apply anymore, man. And it's not looking good. So even the people that were trying to back him after everything went down with the complaint that was filed, his house being raided, and now another complaint being filed, or a lawsuit being filed against him by Lil Rod. It's not looking great. But let me see. I want to read the full statements from Cassie's lawyer here real quick, and then I'll get to the comments in the chat here in a second. But this is from the Shade Room. It says, Cassie's lawyer issues a statement after Diddy apologizes for resurfaced assault footage. And we'll get into the apology here in a second. Cassie's legal team has issued a statement following Diddy apologizing for the resurfaced footage of him assaulting her in 2016. Cassie's legal team reacts to a viral apology video. According to US Weekly, Meredith Firetog, a partner at this law firm, issued a statement to the outlet on Sunday, May 19th, which is yesterday. Firetog addressed Diddy's most recent statement, explaining that it's more about himself than the many people he hurt. Shh. And what did they say? When Cassie and multiple other women came forward, he denied everything and suggested that his victims were looking for a payday. Which, I mean, two things can be true. Yeah, they wanted to get paid for what they had to go through, but saying that it didn't happen, I mean, come on, man. That he was only compelled to apologize, putting that lightly, once his repeated denials were proven false, show his pathetic desperation. And then they had social media responding here. So for those of you who haven't seen the apology yet, I haven't seen the full apology either. I wanted to react to it in real time, but here's his apology. Let's see what Diddy has going on. And shout out to Complex Music. They say Diddy speaks out about the leaked video of him assaulting Cassie in 2016. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it, and I'm disgusted now.
Stop the cap.
Y'all believe him? Here we go.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. But sometimes you got to do that. I was fucked up. I mean, I hit rock bottom.
Which, I mean, again, I'm not going to give him any leeway on this. It does say he was intoxicated, so we don't know what kind of things he was on and what he was under influence was. And even in the complaint, y'all can see it says that, yeah, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punished her, and punched her in the face, giving her a black eye. So, yeah, he was messed up in more ways than one. Still doesn't make it okay.
But I make no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable.
Yep.
I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now.
Should be.
I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day.
Oh man, most people don't want to hear that. A lot of people don't want to hear that, man. Diddy, I get it. You know, that's nice to hear that you're committed to being a better man, but yeah, it's a little too late. And I want to know from the lawyer, from everyone who was involved in that settlement meeting, did he say any of this then? Did he say any of this to Cassie? Highly doubt it.
But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
Oh man, look at the face at the end. Poor Diddy. Yeah, so again, I don't know where we go from here. I think with Diddy having to pay 30 million, which for a guy who's worth probably over $1 billion by now, 30 million really isn't that much. What else is gonna happen from here? I don't know that there's anything else that's gonna happen. Now, when we talk about legally what can happen in this specific case, I don't know that there's anything else that could come out of this from a local level, which nothing was done locally, as y'all see, and we're going to get into in a second. But from a federal level, maybe something will happen further down the road. But when it comes to Diddy's reputation, I mean, what kind of brand is going to have Diddy as the face of his brand at this point? Now, he does have a lot of resources available to him, so that means he could have somebody who's working for him, that's working, or that's a person that's working for him, that has a person that's working for them, that has a LLC that's working and managing certain things. So I'm sure there's ways he's going to still be able to make money, but I don't know where we go from here. He's paid 30 million. He's getting his reputation, I mean, completely tarnished. I don't think there's any winners in this. Yeah, Cassie got 30 million, but I mean, we just got a small glimpse into some of the things that she had to go through in the situation. Whether you want to say, you know, I mean, she could have left, which we're seeing her try to leave and has gone back, because we don't know. Most people don't know what they would do in that situation. So I know we'll have to see if anything else comes of this, and some of Diddy's endorsements start getting removed, if people get more and more outspoken about what he did and just turning against him. It wouldn't be surprising. Let me see. So this was a statement from the LAPD, I believe, or it's actually the Los Angeles County's District Attorney's Office, when it comes to what can be done about this video resurfacing now, what is it, 8 years after this occurred? And they give a little bit more insight into what possibly could happen to Diddy from a criminal standpoint. But this is from the LADA's office. The statement on the alleged video involving Sean Diddy Combs. I do find it interesting that they say alleged. I don't know if there's some type of process they have to go through to prove that this video is valid. Also, I don't know if they would reopen an investigation because we don't know what happened before, possibly in the room. So I don't know, but I guess they say it's alleged because they haven't verified the actual video yet. They also say, we are aware of the video that has been circulating online allegedly depicting Sean Combs assaulting a young woman in Los Angeles. Man, they're not even saying it's Cassie. Whew. The law is a wild place, y'all. Protect yourself. Wow. When we find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge, as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be protected or prosecuted. Excuse me. Yeah, statute of limitations, as a lot of y'all know. Now, we're going to actually look at a video here shortly that talks about some more of the legal ramifications and the legal, I guess you could call it, jargon surrounding Diddy being prosecuted in any way for this case. But it's still, even there's different levels of assault. So there's different levels of charges that could be filed against him. But it's looking like in this case in particular, they're not going to be able to charge him with anything, which is wild. But I don't know. And I would also, my question too would be, because they settled a civil suit, does that affect this type of evidence in a criminal case at the local or at the state level, I should say? I don't know. That's something we'd have to ask a lawyer, and maybe we'll find out in the next video we're going to watch. But we find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge, as the conduct would have occurred beyond the timeline where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. As of today, law enforcement was not presented a case related to the attack depicted in the video against Mr. Combs. What? So basically what this is saying is Cassie never filed a complaint. No one at the hotel said anything. Her friends didn't say anything. Dang, man. That's crazy. I get it. Especially if you're going up against someone this powerful, and then you have to look at, well, I'm going to lose everything if I do this and I get cut off. What am I going to do after that? Oh man, this is just a mess. As of today, law enforcement has not presented a case related to the attack depicted in the video against Mr. Combs, but we encourage anyone who has been a victim or witness to a crime to report it to law enforcement or reach out to our office for support from the Bureau of Victims Services. Now, we're going to get into this shortly, and we're going to talk about some of the people who were surrounding Cassie, what their involvement was, maybe why they didn't go forward and report some of this, regardless of some of the things that Cassie might have said. If she's, no, don't do it, it's fine, it'll work out. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me in the comments. I know we don't know unless we're in or have been in that type of situation, but what would you guys do in this situation if you had a friend or someone close to you that was going through this? Would you report it to the police, knowing that you and your friend could possibly be affected. This is just a tough situation to be in. Let me see what y'all are saying in the comments, and then we're going to get into a video real quick that covers more of the legal aspects of this complaint and talks about maybe some of the issues we're going to have moving forward. Also, this was posted by 50 Cent. 50 Cent said, this is why they put that tape out. They know they can't charge him with what we saw, but they know we can't unsee what we saw.